All right, welcome. So today I want to talk about insecurity, authenticity, and how to kind of move in your light. And the reason I want to talk about this is because this is what I'm exploring personally for myself. And I realized that I've really been thinking about my purpose and what it means to really make an impact on the world. And I've been given the opportunity to sit in front of a camera, have all this equipment and share myself authentically. And also the whole message and movement in which I move is about living authentically. Where I'm at is letting go of fear, letting go of things that are holding me back, whether it be mindsets or old paradigms or really just anything that clogs up my mind with fallacies, with things that are not true. I think the biggest one, especially in starting this journey that I'm facing, is I'm scared of what other people will think when I start this YouTube channel. Or I'm scared of what other people think if I do this or do that. And this isn't like stuff I really think about now, but more so what I did think about a long time ago and have kind of worked on to the point now where I feel able to share freely and express myself. But I recognize a pattern, or rather a connection to insecurity and thinking about what other people think about you. Let me put it to you this way. If you're confident in yourself, you don't care about what other people think about you because you already have that understanding and love for yourself to a point where nobody can detest that. Nobody can say anything to that, and it won't change anything for you. But when you're very insecure and you don't have that confidence or that stability in yourself, you care about what other people think because your validation is external. Your validation is not internal, meaning the weight of what other people's opinions have on you is much greater than for someone that is confident within themselves. So what do we do about that? Well, let's be frank here and let me be truly authentic and honest with y'all. I have grown up and have been a very insecure person. And up until now, even recently, I'm still working on it, right? I'm still working on putting myself out there and not caring what other people think and really putting myself in a vulnerable state of just accepting myself and allowing myself to be who I am authentically. And the reason I started Live Authentically brand and started this whole movement was because it was really for me. It was really to empower myself to live authentically and be who I am. Because for a long time, I didn't feel like I could be that. I felt very, just not confident in myself. I felt like an outsider. I felt like somebody that couldn't fit into the rest of, society or with my peers and stuff like that. And so I started Live Authentically as a personal journey for me to live authentically. And with that, I've learned a lot of things along the way. And one of the biggest things is just learning how to be confident and convicted in yourself to a point where you can allow yourself to truly live the life you want to live. For backstory, I've lived an incredible experience over the last couple years, and it's had its balances, checks and balances. It's had its dark spaces. It's had its light spaces. It's had its, periods of depression. It's had periods of fulfillment and contentment and enlightenment. I want to stress and preface that this journey isn't really all butterflies and beautiful, great things. Sometimes it really is digging through the shit that you have to deal with. For me, I had a lot of shit to deal with. I had a lot of just trauma stored within me that I had to overcome, paradigms that I had to really overcome, and still working on overcoming. There's so many parts to my life that like I had to sift through and kind of reprogram or heal, and that I will always have to really heal. I feel like I also want to talk about this for a second. Healing isn't necessarily something you do once and you're done with it. Healing is like cleaning a house. It's like, doing the dishes. Like, you don't do the dishes once and then you're done. You gotta continually keep doing the dishes, or you gotta continually keep cleaning the house. So if you think of yourself as the house and think of healing as the chores that you have to do and maintain, that is more the truth of what healing is. Because you can't just heal from something and then, you're fine, because you're constantly going to kind of be triggered in a way to show you more ways that you could heal on that, or more ways that you could either gain a new perspective about it or whatever else. So healing is not a once and done thing. So when I say I'm healed, I don't really actually mean I'm healed. I say I'm healing in the way of I'm always constantly working on myself and growing. But anyway, what I'm learning is that taking care of yourself and really healing and, sitting down with yourself and catching all these different parts of your mind that either are just promoting negative self-talk, or looking at the habits that I have and how I'm kind of escaping, or how I'm not dealing with myself, or how I'm not facing with myself. So let's get into that. The next part. We are the divine creators of our life. This is something that I've understood for a while now, through practices like law of attraction, or practices like manifesting, or meditating and stuff like that. Like, all these spiritual practices really drives me home to the point of understanding we are the divine creator, and we are one. But with that comes the other side of that, which is, if you are not healed, you will keep creating the same circumstances until you heal that part of you. I knew that I was the divine creator, but I couldn't get over my own insecurities, inadequacies, rejections, places of doubt, places of just dark stuff. And I couldn't get over that for a long time. And so it was knowing in the back of my mind, I'm creating all this, but not knowing how to not create it. Healing is one of the most important things we have to do as a society. I feel like everything in the world is a reflection of all of our unhealed wounds. So think about it. People in our government are running around with unhealed wounds, creating and manifesting things and projecting from that space. And we are all doing it on our own level as well. And so I think what the biggest part of really evolving as a consciousness, as a conscious collective, is healing those parts of ourselves that have been really part of us since we were children. You got to remember, like, it's not your parents' fault. It's not your grandparents' fault. It's really these generational traumas and paradigms and just belief systems and fears that they've passed on because they didn't really know any better. understand that your parents are really a reflection of their parents, and their parents are a reflection of their parents, and so on and so forth. Depending on who you are and the background that you come from, it's going to be a lot of stuff that has to be really healed. If you're watching this, I believe that you are a person that is working on healing your generational trauma, because I am as well. And I have to say that is a noble cause, but the first thing that you have to come to terms with is yourself and accepting yourself. I have to accept myself enough to be able to put this out there. I have to accept myself enough to sit here and be vulnerable and talk to a camera in the middle of the woods in hopes that not only will this help me transmute the energy that I'm working through, but that it will also help you transmute yours energy as well. So I say all that to say, I think we're headed in a good place as a society, as people, as a generation. And I feel like the evidence of that is this video, is me making this video. It's not the only evidence, but it's a sign, to me at least, that there's change happening. There's change happening within me. And I think, living authentically is an answer to the questions that we hold, but there's so many other answers out there as well. And I feel like we're not in an age where there's not enough answers. There's just not enough integration yet. I.e., maybe you've been on the spiritual path for a while now, and you've found all the things you need to know. You know that you're the divine creator. You know that you can create your reality and manifest abundance into your life. You can manifest whatever you want into your life. That's not necessarily the issue. It's really the issue of knowing that you're the divine creator, but not using your divine powers or per se, or really using what has been given to you to make a change in yourself and in the reality around you. I feel like everything I do is to make an impact on other people, yes, but on myself as well. To show myself that this is possible within the world, that the visions that I have are not just visions, that they're not just dreams, but they're rather real tangible things that can manifest and take place in our reality. And so I stay on that. I stay creating, I stay experimenting and really working on my visions. And I want to say this as well to any creative out there that is in the same phase, in that same space of creating, and maybe you don't see the fruit of your labor yet. It's okay. Maybe the people around you don't see it, but they're not supposed to. The only person that needs to see it is you. You have to feel it. You have to know it. You have to be confident in it. You have to not care what other people think about you and live authentically. Because I'll tell you this from experience. The cost of you not living authentically, the cost of you not pursuing your visions or your dreams is way more than if you do. I have been lost in so many periods of this journey because I chose to listen of what other people thought was best for me. Because I've listened to the fear or the doubt, or I didn't take action, or I didn't move forward because I was scared. Because everybody was telling me, hey, this isn't a good idea. Hey, you need to go get a real job, or you need to do what I think is best for you. And that got me nowhere. If anything, it led me to a lower space, because I realized that's not authentic to me. And if I continue to do these things that are not authentic to me, I will keep denying myself from the life that I know I want to live. It stopped becoming focused around money, and it more became focused around fulfillment and contentment in life. We operate under the monetary system, and monetary value is undoubtedly important in this capitalist society. However, what I find more important is, are you content? Are you fulfilled with what you're doing? Are you happy? And maybe not even happy, but are you eager to do what you do every day? For me, I'm eager to create. I love creating, no matter what it is. It can be art, it can be music, it can be video, it can be something silly. It could be cooking. Whatever it is, I know that creating is my birthright and what I love doing the most. And so I do everything I can to create. And that, to me, is living authentically. So yeah, these are the questions that you can ask yourself. As far as the direction, it's really up to you. I'm not saying that you have to quit your job if you work a job that you don't like, or I'm not saying that you have to do anything that is not authentic to you. All I'm saying is, take time, as I am taking time, to really recognize and actualize the true nature of who we are. And I think if we begin to heal and grow into that, the world will be a better place. That's all I got. If you've enjoyed this video, I really appreciate you for watching it all the way through. And I'm going to kind of make a promise to myself that I will post more, I will share more, and I will put myself in this space more. Because I love it. I love creating, and I love sharing. And I think it's important. Because if this has impacted you, then it was worth it. So, yeah. Peace and love, man. I'm gonna spark this joint up now.